If you're anything like me, you probably are still struggling with some of the unconscious blocks that have been holding you back maybe for your whole life. It is time that we break free and unleash this inner power to connect with all that we came here to be. So stay tuned, because in this video, I'm going to take you behind the scenes into my Ascension Academy, where I did my monthly course and I share more about my journey of how I unleashed and unlocked some unconscious memories that have transformed my life. Hello, fellow flame. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Dr. Harmony. I'm a transformational coach and a quantum healer, and I help others struggling from separation wounds to find that inner union. And so here on my channel, I hope you heal your emotions to trust the path and to live your purpose, and to do that with fulfillment. And so every Thursday I post new content, new videos. And so make sure that you hit that notification bell so that you know when all that content comes live. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up so that I know that you enjoyed it, and I will continue to make more content like this. So do you feel like you've had limitations, that no matter how much you go on this journey and how much work you've done, it still feels like something is blocking you and preventing you from connecting or aligning with what it is you're trying to create? Just know you're not alone, but these are programs that we've adopted from potentially our parents, or taking them on from the energy passed down through the generations. And now we're coming into this place that they are stored not just in our unconsciousness, but we have programmed them into our body, into our system, that is causing those programs to run and send out signals that's creating the situations we can't see. Well, like I said, I've been seeing and unlocking those and connecting those dots and releasing those barriers and rewiring that energy pattern, which is why I'm now wanting to go out into the community and help people one-on-one to connect and release these things within themselves. So in case you haven't heard, I am on a love and action mode this year, where I'm going to be leaving my home. And at this point, I'll talk more about it, but I have left my relationship and I'm going out into the field and doing earth healing and healing physically with people. I'm not sure everywhere I'm going. I'm open to places to go. So if you have something in your area that's a perfect place for a workshop, retreat, or you would like one-on-one healing, please let me know. I will put some information below, or you can actually email me at drharmony@twinflameexpert.com and we'll connect. Also, if you're interested in learning more about my Accelerate Your Ascension mentorship program, that I deliver content like you're about to see, that I come in and create a community and courses and then monthly coaching with me online, then make sure to check out the link above or below. If you'd like to see the entire monthly course that I created on this, you can access that inside of my Ascension mentorship program with the link above or below, where I go into obviously more detail than here, and also share their ways that you can go into your own unconscious, and giving you an exercise that I recommend for you to do to identify that within yourself. Those have obviously been some big things in my life that have been growing into and getting better at, but I have purposely, or I should say intentionally, really went into the mindset, because here is the thing. I've done the work. I am doing the work, and I continue to do, and I accept it, and I surrender into it. However, with that being said, it's like it continues to create situations that are obstacles that are blocking me from my highest version of my highest ability to create abundance of money and love. Started going into unconscious blocks and barriers within myself and my clients, and looking at what is blocking me from, and for the moment, taking the relationship out of it, but looking more at it as the abundance in general, or even the financial side of that. And so I had two huge breakthroughs over the last few days, like around the last week. And intentionally then I went in to ask my higher self, ask my unconscious, did some very specific like mind mapping techniques that I was guided to do in myself. I also mirrored that into with my chiropractor I was working with and my shaman I've been working with to clear this stuff physically out of the body that I keep talking to you guys about being a physical release. I'm merging the combination of the unconscious mind clearing and dumping out the sewer kind of thing, and then merging how that attaches and where it's been stored into the physical body that's still running, and then how to release that so that way, when it's out of my physical body, I'm able to create and manifest and magnetize into my physical reality what it is I'm trying to create. That's one reason why I've been called to do a lot more in-person connection with people, which is why I don't know if you've heard or not, but I am making some decisions and I'm setting kind of sail, only more like trekking the land. I keep being called to community and into the earth and the grid work and the healing and the physical component of helping people physically in a physical dimension of either a combination of group workshops, group healing, helping people physically heal and release this trapped trauma out of their body as we let it go, and then do that a combination of in groups and even in some in-person and VIP sessions for places that I go that I'll show up and help people heal on all of those levels. And so I'm gave my landlord my notice, and I'm creating what I've been shown is a love in action tour, so to speak, as I work my way around to see where I end up. And I go at the end of April to my son's in Kansas City for 5 weeks. So this is going to be like the opening portal of that. And then I come back to get ready to basically leave my place. But I just want you to know this stuff I'm talking about, this physical reality, like the skin is like letting go of this crap that's been stored in my body for eons, I'm sure. And I'm feeling so freaking good on every level, and it's showing. So like, I just had to take a side note of that and get a drink of green juice. Give me a second. We're letting go of these unconscious barriers that are preventing us from becoming our best self, because that's the goal here. At the end of the day, we're literally shutting who we've been, another whole person. So like, this person I'm shutting now is the new person I created over the last 8 years that is now creating this quantum leap to the next version. Learning to be, to have, versus wanting to have before you can let go to surrender to being and into what your life is. And so you're becoming it to have it. Back to my unconscious blocks and barriers. I want to share these two with you because this is what I want you to focus on for your own barriers and blocks. So started having these feelings, and knowing this is from another dimension of, it's a little different than when I used to feel like the sense of this persecution purging out of me from, being able to speak your truth, and you could tell it's past life stuff. And then I felt sexual healing and sexual clearing that was linked around the high priestess and the sacred temples, and with Isis temples in Egypt, how that links to sacred prostitution. And it cleared all of that. So I started having these feelings again of being used from a place of like men and money, like even just the words men and money. And it kind of felt dirty. The more I worked through it and I did some sexual healing, the more it started coming up that I even saw these things coming through and these opportunities where people were putting me in a position to, like, I got this Facebook thing from out of nowhere. And this guy says, will you be my sugar baby? And I'll pay you $5,000 a week. Well, obviously that's probably some scam, but it was at the time I was going through this in the last month. I got this huge epiphany as I was clearing it and knowing how it related to like this life. And like, how does that relate to this life for me? Because I haven't really done that, And the person I was married to was very non-trusting. And he just thought I was messing around on him, and I'm just going to high school. And like, he would think I was having an affair basically while I was gone to high school. I went home to be with my parents because I didn't have anywhere else to go. I'm still a kid, basically. And this particular person that they married me off to was 10 years older than me, and he was very manipulative, and he basically told my father talked my father and calmed my father into saying I was having an affair on him. And my father is calling me a whore, saying I've left my husband and messing around with other men. I'm like 17 years old, okay? I'd been at actually a friend's house all weekend. But the thing of it was, I didn't realize that unconscious program went into my mind. And that space of me being like a whore my whole life, basically, and didn't even know it. I had another epiphany and clearing that came up because I started saying and feeling before, I've said this before as I've been healing some of this, that every time I've been with men, I get burned, like when it comes to money. So this is why all this come up, which is also why it's being created, to bring it up, right? So I can clear it. And it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's just letting go of it. Because I had a really bad accident, rolled a truck 3.5 times, went through a windshield while I was pregnant with my daughter. And I was healing from that trauma at the time that my father called me a whore. And then I stored that memory, not just in the subconscious and the mind, but into my body. And this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like, I got to get the program out of my body, like to let it stop running of what's going on in there. My mom's father in the 40s, he was a mechanic and he had his own shop and had his own business and made lots of money. He was making $350 to $500 a week in the 40s, having his own shop. Well, my grandmother got pregnant with my mom, but before she was born, my grandfather's shop caught on fire and it caught his pants legs on fire, and he could not get his pants off because of an army belt, and it burned up his leg, and he ended up being in the hospital recovering for a year from this. So he did not see my mother until she was a year old. And because of that, my mother went through all kinds of poverty because my grandfather now could not work and he lost his ability to do like all these things. And she was so poor, basically, that the roof would leak and the rain down on her bed, and she'd have to put a bucket on her bed to catch the rainwater. That's how poor my mother was. His empire fell because he had got burned, and now he could no longer provide for his family. And then my mom grew up poor because of her father being burned and not being able to make money and provide for them. I realized whenever I was birthing and I came through the womb and I took on the energy of that poverty, I took on that program that was running unconsciously in my own vibration and system. And now that I see it, like my whole body went like in this release of letting it go. So I'm telling you this because a couple of reasons. One is it's the unconscious programming if you're not where you want to be yet. So I'm going to back this up. First of all, where do you want to be? What do you want? So what is blocking you from that one specific thing that you want that's unconscious? And where's that stored in your physical body or your vibration that you took on from a parent? And how can you bring that to your awareness, and how can you release it to open yourself up to receiving what it is you came here to experience? I hope you've enjoyed this video and this information that I shared in my story. So make sure to let me know in the comments below if this story has inspired you, if you have any specific blocks and unconscious programs that maybe this has triggered or sparked that you're not aware of. Also, whatever it is that you need to look at in your own life that is not, matching up to what you know, then really take a look at what could that be for yourself that maybe is blocking you from connecting and having that in your reality. And if you're looking for more guidance on being able to connect and release those unconscious blocks, definitely get plugged into my Accelerate Your Ascension mentorship program. But in addition, if you'd like for me to make a video on more about unconscious blocks and how you can release those, make sure to leave me a comment in the link below. So I really encourage you to really not allow these unconscious beliefs to keep you stuck any longer, for you to be able to give your power away to it and know that, you can overcome this And so don't hesitate to really take charge in this and take some initiative to know that there are things that can be done to release this and escape, this block that's keeping us all held back, and to let go of all these shackles that have got us trapped in a comfort zone, that it's time for us to really shift out of these unconscious programs so that we can live our best life. Also, in the trekking out, I will be in Kansas City for 5 weeks visiting my son, his family, the new baby, and I'm looking to get out, engage in that area, in that community, to start this process of healing with the community. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to comment below and give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when all my content comes live. And if you'd like to learn more about these unconscious barriers and follow me more on my journey as I trek out into the world and have more of a vlog type situation, make sure to follow me over at Instagram at Twin Flame Expert, where I'm going to be posting and sharing daily content. And if you want to learn more about me and the programs I offer and how to work with me, you can visit my website at twinflameexpert.com. And also, if you're looking for that in-person one-on-one type healing, then you'll have to reach out to me via email at drharmony@twinflameexpert.com, because you will not find that on my website as of yet. I'll see you in the next video. May you always face your fears, find freedom, and glow forward on fire. Namaste.